Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Natasha Seo, and it's an absolute honor and delight to be serving as your MC for today, the 2021 Industrial Technology and Energy Development Cooperation Networking Day. I will greet you in the traditional Korean way. 안녕하세요. 반갑습니다. Thank you very much. First and foremost, thank you very much for taking time out of your very busy schedules to join us for today. Today's event, today's networking day, is organized by the Korea Institute for Advancement of Technology and hosted by the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy. Now, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, this networking day will be held in a dual format with on-site participants, as you can see, and we also will be streaming this online via YouTube. This event is also held in strict adherence to the government guidelines against the spread of COVID-19. Once again, please be reminded to keep your masks on throughout the entire duration of today's networking event. It is our hope that through today's networking day and the fruitful discussions that will come of it, the Industrial Energy ODA project can jump to the next level. So we ask for your active participation throughout today's agenda. All right, so without further ado, let us begin the 2021 Industrial Technology and Energy Development Cooperation Networking Day. First, I'd like to acknowledge our distinguished guests. As I call your name, please stand up and acknowledge your presence. We will respond to a warm round of applause. So first, the organizers. His Excellency Han Gu-yeol, Minister of Trade at the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy. Mr. Karam Seo, Director General of the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy. Mr. Sung-woo Yu, Director of the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy. Dr. Yong-chul Seok, President of the Korea Institute for Advancement of Technology. Mr. Jung-wook Kim, Executive Director at the Korea Institute for Advancement of Technology. Mr. Tae-ho Kim, Executive Vice President for Economic Cooperation and Trade Affairs at KOTRA. And from the foreign embassies here in Korea, we are joined by His Excellency Shafiq Rashadi, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Morocco. His Excellency Mamadou Gueye Faye, Ambassador of the Republic of Senegal. Her Excellency Namsrai Erden Toya, Ambassador of Mongolia. Her Excellency Karis Margareta e Obechevi Lamti Zuanes, Ambassador of the Republic of Ghana. His Excellency Arturo Gil, Chargé d'Affaires of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. Ms. Rika Malakarachi, Minister Counselor of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. His Excellency Luis Pablo Ocio Bustillos, Chargé d'Affaires of the Plurinational State of Bolivia. His Excellency Ali Mohammed Magashi, Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Her Excellency Mumtaz Zahara Balochi, Ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Her Excellency Maria Teresa B. Dizon de Vega, Ambassador of the Republic of the Philippines. His Excellency Bakir Dusenbaev, Ambassador of the Republic of Kazakhstan. His Excellency Luis Alberto Molinas, Chargé d'Affaires of the Republic of Paraguay. His Excellency Juan Carlos Caiza Rosero, Ambassador of the Republic of Colombia. His Excellency Johnny Reynoso Vasquez, Chief of the Diplomatic Mission of the Republic of Ecuador. Her Excellency Dinara Kamilova, Ambassador of the Kyrgyz Republic. His Excellency Kathos Jibel Matai, Ambassador of the Republic of Sierra Leone. His Excellency Del Jesus Enrique Matute Mejia, Ambassador of the Republic of Peru. His Excellency Jaime Jose Lopez Badia, Ambassador of the Republic of El Salvador. Her Excellency Yana Sibibinetsika, Chargé d'Affaires of Ukraine. Mizek Bongmatani, Counselor of the Kingdom of Cambodia. Her Excellency Zelda Wulan Katika, Chargé d'Affaires of the Republic of Indonesia. His Excellency Delwar Hossain, Ambassador of the People's Republic of Bangladesh. His Excellency Rodrigo Coronel Canlochi, Ambassador of the Republic of Nicaragua. His Excellency Marco Tulio Gustavo Chica Sosa, Ambassador of the Republic of Guatemala. His Excellency Wilbur Chishia Simusa, Ambassador of the Republic of Zambia. Once again, thank you everyone for attending today's event. I know you have a very busy schedule, so we really do appreciate your presence. Now we have the opening speech to be delivered by the Trade Minister Han Gu-yo of the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy. Please welcome the Minister with a big round of applause. The Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy is the sponsor and the host of today's event, and Minister Han Gu-yo is the Trade Minister of the Ministry.
Good afternoon, Excellencies, Honorable Ambassadors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to welcome you all and offer my congratulations on the opening of the Industry Energy ODA Networking Day. Let me begin by extending my gratitude to the distinguished Ambassador to Korea, as well as Mr. Seo Kyung-chul, Chairman of KIAT, and all staff members for their hard work at preparing for today's event. It's quite impressive to bring together all of our friends, ambassadors from all our partner countries in the midst of this pandemic. I can see how difficult it might have been and how hard all these staff members have been working to put together this very precious event. I think that this is the first time that we are organizing this kind of event, and the purpose of this event is to share our ODA experience from MOTIE and KIAT perspective, and then also listen and learn from you how you to work together with our partners to achieve our common goal in this ODA, the works. In fact, Korea became a regular member of the OECD DAC in 2010. It has been some time since Korea transformed itself from a recipient to a donor country, contributing to the self-reliance and economic development of other recipient countries. I can say that Korea, many years ago, Korea also used to be a recipient of this ODA program from many other countries, and we learn from those experiences. So I think in implementing, making this ODA policy and implementing this ODA project on the ground in many of partner countries, I think we can bring back our own experience and our own learning from the Korea having been a recipient country of this ODA program. And also in your country, you might have also worked together with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in their ODA program. But I also can say that this Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy and Kiat have some special and expertise in this specific industries and energy and trade area. So I think these two ODA programs might have been synergy to each other in really developing this partnership between Korea and these ODA recipient countries. Since first launching ODA in 2012, MOTIE has undertaken 33 projects and 24 task programs over the past 10 years with a budget of $180 million. It's not such a big amount of money, but we believe that with these programs, Korea has supported the establishment of an industrial foundation in developing countries, as well as contributed to improving business productivity by the transfer of technologies and experiences in manufacturing and also energy policies as well. In addition, Korea is helping people in developing countries enjoy a clean and stable life by resolving power shortage issues through the construction of eco-friendly energy towns. Going forward, Korea will continue to push ahead with mutually beneficial ODA for the benefit of economic development in developing countries while supporting the entry of Korean companies into these our partner countries. I also would like to take this opportunity to share our the big policy direction in guiding our ODA program going forward. The first, I would say, it's the win-win ODA program. As we mentioned, we want to, through this kind of ODA program, we want to help our partner countries to develop their industries and their energies and then their trade policy through Korea's sharing our experiences. But also, that could be a really good opportunities for Korean companies to work together with your companies to really build this win-win partnership in your countries. So that is our first objective. Second would be we also want to expand digital ODA program. As we all agree, digital economy, digital trade, and this digital technology will be the future, the next big thing. And Korea has been really leading in this area with this ICT infrastructure. And also during this pandemic, the Korean government has initiated Digital New Deal. And so we would like to build on this, our own experience, and to do a lot of new the forward-looking project with your countries. Thirdly, I also like to emphasize the green and climate change related ODAs. A couple of weeks ago during this COP26 in Glasgow, President Moon announced Korea's very ambitious NDC target of 40% from 2018 I think that will really change the oldest paradigm, and it will really incentivize many Korean companies to really incorporate this green and climate change dimension into their core business model. So we would like to reflect this new trend into our ODA program, and we would like to develop more of this green technology and also climate change related carbon reducing project with your country. So in the process, we believe that there will be a lot of new opportunities emerging from these strategic areas of importance, and we ask for your help, and also we ask for your partnership in this area. I hope that our ODA experience and success cases will serve as a valuable reference to all of you here today. In addition, please don't hesitate to share any ideas you may have in how we can develop further this ODA program, and how we can build long-lasting this win-win partnership between Korea and your countries. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was Trade Minister Yeo of MOTIE, the host of today's event. Continuing on, we have the welcoming speech by Mr. Young-Chul Seok, President of KIAT. The Korea Institute for Advancement of Technology is the organizer for today's event, the 2021 Industrial Technology and Energy Development Cooperation Networking Day. Please welcome Mr. Young-Chul Seok with a big hand.
Good afternoon. My name is Young-Chul Seok, the president of KIAT. The KIAT is a Korea Institute for Advancement of Technology. I would like to convey my sincere appreciation to His Excellency Han Koo-yeol, Minister for Trade, and our guest of honor, His Excellency Juan Carlos Caiza Rosero, Ambassador of Republic of Colombia, and each one and every one of you for joining the 2021 Industrial Technology and Energy Development Cooperation Networking Day. KIAT's Development Cooperation Program has supported the industrial development in partner countries and provided a foundation for stronger solidarity and cooperation by sharing the compressed experience attained through the industrial innovation in Korea. And we take great pride that transferring technology and experience through our program is the most effective way to contribute to the development in our partner countries. We will continue to support not only the sustainable industrial development, but also the transition to a green and digital economy has emerged as a global goal. In addition, we will endeavor to strengthen the cooperation system with the embassies in Korea to respond to your diversified demand. We hope that today's event will serve as a valuable opportunity to enhance mutual understanding and expand our cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President Seok, for your speech. This time we've prepared a short promotional video about the projects supported by MOTIE and also the projects currently underway by the Ministry's development cooperation projects in the energy sector. So please take a look.
The Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy, MOTIE, throughout its history, has taken on expanded roles and responsibilities, helping to transform South Korea into a dynamic and economic powerhouse. Now better equipped to deal with the challenges of the 21st century, MOTIE committed to providing a foundation for economic growth by combining its efforts to fulfill its wide range of responsibilities in the areas of commerce, investment, industry, and energy. As part of the effort, the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy provides development cooperation projects in the form of Grant ODA. And the Ministry has duly designated and authorized the Korea Institute for Advancement of Technology to execute the Ministry's Grant ODA on its behalf. As a government agency under Korea's Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy, Korea Institute for Advancement of Technology, KIAT, manages ODA projects around the world on behalf of the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy. Industry and energy development cooperation projects strive for co-prosperity with partner countries by engaging in sustainable, locally optimized and systematic programs through cooperation between companies. With this strategy, industry and energy development cooperation offers 4 development cooperation models. First, the technology demonstration and pilot model creates industry or energy infrastructure designed to suit local conditions. Partner countries can check for technical feasibility and expand their project based on this. The Innovation Hub model involves establishing a hub center for a certain industrial sector to promote and support innovation activities. Product localization and supply provides localized machinery and equipment, such as agricultural machinery. Finally, TASK, which stands for Technology Advice and Solutions from Korea, involves a Korean technical expert team visiting the production line of a local company to share knowledge and technology for improving productivity. Based on this development cooperation model, industry and energy development cooperation is actively engaged in development cooperation activities in various sectors spanning manufacturing, agriculture and fisheries, energy and natural resources, and environmental industries around the world. MOTI and KIAT will continue to promote cooperative projects with more partners in the future. A miracle achieved by Korea. To bring to life through the value of mutual benefit and coexistence, development cooperation for industry and energy is by your side. We will grow together.
Development cooperation projects currently undertaken by MOTI. It is our hope that through the fruitful discussions that we'll be having today, we'll be able to add more projects to that growing list. We now have a series of presentations. The first one is titled Introduction to Industrial Technology and Energy Development Cooperation. For that, please welcome KIAT Executive Director Jung-Wook Kim.
Good afternoon. My name is Jung-Wook Kim, Executive Director at KIAT, Korea Institute for Advancement of Technology. While the video gave you a good overview of the development cooperation effort by the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy, it is my honor and privilege to speak to you more about it. As of this year, there are 42 government entities in Korea that provide Grant ODA. That includes federal-level ministries like MOTI and local government like Seoul City and other official entities such as Statistics Korea, where each official body provides ODA of their expertise. For ministries that provide significant volume of ODA has its implementing organization to act on their behalf. For example, K-Exim, the Export-Import Bank of Korea, is the implementing agency under the Ministry of Economy and Finance, operating a concessional loan, EDCF. KOICA is the implementing agency under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, operating Grant ODA. KOICA's main focus is humanitarian needs and social development. Likewise, KIAT is the designated agency by MOTI to plan, manage, and operate Grant ODA of MOTI. And our focus is on industrial and energy technology. KIAT is a government organization under the Korea Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy. KIAT provides comprehensive support for the development and promotion of industrial technology, one of which is international technology cooperation. MOTI's ODA covers a wide range of subjects related to industrial and energy technology. They include traditional industries such as textile and food processing, and modern industries such as smart factory and electromobility. We have been cooperating with 26 countries on projects in the form of grant ODA. Now, you may ask, how do we start a new project with MOTI? To simplify, there are two approaches: bottom-up, where the Korea's private sector propose, and top-down, where our partner countries propose. For the top-down approach, it also could be of something that MOTI and KIAT propose to our partner countries. We put in significant time to consider ways to identify projects for mutual benefits. As part of the effort, we are currently conducting a pilot study which analyzes phases of industrial development for preeminent sectors. We will take a comprehensive look at the existing industrial ecosystem, level of technology, competitiveness, and more to derive a win-win project model. And it will take 4 steps: selection of target industries, data research, mapping of industry-specific growth path, and project model development. In order to select the target industries, we are analyzing various quantitative information, such as the flow of foreign direct investment. Also, we are reviewing areas other organizations are focusing on. Lastly, we are gathering sector expert opinions. And as a result, 5 candidate industries have been selected: agricultural machinery, textile industry, automobile, renewable energy, and construction machineries. Here is a glimpse of the growth mapping. For the automobile industry, the growth path can be broken down to 4: adoption, internalization, improvement, and finally, production. Depending on where our partner country is mapped along the curve, we will have a project model accordingly. For example, countries that are in the technology adoption stage for electric vehicle will need demonstration of the EV infrastructure, such as charging stations and electric vehicles. Countries in the internalization stage would need a higher degree system to focus on parts management, OEM production technology, and more. This is the conclusion of my presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Executive Director Jung-Woo Kim, for that presentation. Next, I'd like to invite the Ambassador Juan Carlos Caiza Rosero from the Republic of Colombia for this next presentation. It is titled Industrial and Energy Development Cooperation from a Partner Country's Perspective. Please welcome Ambassador Juan Carlos Caiza Rosero with a big hand.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you for the invitation. Appreciate the invitation, Minister Yeo, President of KIAT, Mr. Young, and Director of MOTIE, Mr. Seo. Thank you for this opportunity to share with you the experience in the cooperation between Colombia and Korea. First, I would like to say with you that 2 months ago, maybe 3 months, my president was visiting Korea, And this meeting is in another scenario, very different. Why? Because today we have the process around international public policies of sustainable development goals and climate change, but at the same time in a new war with COVID-19. And the impact of that war moved into scenarios. One, obviously, the health sector, but second, the economy. And these opportunities to understand how our countries can establish better international cooperation with the Trade and Energy Ministry and with Kiat. I would like to first congratulate Kiat for your knowledge, your experience. I had the opportunity in my last 2 years to learn about Kiat and learn about how Korea can obtain good outcomes in industry in several kind of sectors. And I would like to share with you some projects in my country. Continue, please. Grace. Okay. Okay, this, in my country, last week, my country, the president of the Agency of International Cooperation was visiting Colombia, and with you, President, had the opportunity to sign one MOU. Why? Because we need to improve our international cooperation with Korea. Today, we have special projects that I would like to continue share with you, but we would like to move in this new scenario, thinking as our countries, as for example Peru, Ecuador, and Colombia, for example, thinking in the new scenario, more close to Latin America, more close to the United States, take advantage of platforms of our free trade agreements. Korea is interested, for example, in to enter to Pacific Alliance. No, Korea now signed the new free trade agreements with Mercosur, with Central America, with Ecuador. In that idea, I would like to talk about some projects because our countries are destined of this kind of a scenario to improve water, energy, transport, etc. Okay, I would like to talk very fast around these 6 projects. If you can review these projects, if you can review, for example, the matrix in energy of Colombia. The matrix of energy of Colombia is around the 7 countries with the matrix, more clean matrix. Why? Because Colombia has good scenarios. It's destined to projects in agriculture, in biodiversity, Andean region with high level of power of water, 2 oceans, access to the Pacific Ocean and Atlantic Ocean, with the objective to establish blue economy projects. And at the same time, our country has in the National Development Plan, first, one high level of public policy in all these emission reduction device for all diesel commercial vehicle. Here is a project that $8.3 million between last year to 2022. A second objective is Colombia has the dimension of Colombia is 1 million kilometers square, 1,100,000 kilometers square, but the 50% of our land is interconnecting system. But the other 50% of our land is off-grid areas. In that areas, the objective is to create green energy electrification. For example, in La Guajira, $9.9 million start next year. Construction in Usme, one hybrid power plant in Bogota, between the last year until next year, $11.7 million. Self-generation system in dispersed rural housing in Sucre. Sucre is an area in the Caribbean region. You can see establishment of Korea-Colombia Water Treatment Technopark in Colombia between 2019 to 2022, $4.6 million, and solar farm from renewable energy in Caldas. Caldas is the coffee region in Colombia, $12 million. But our objective, my government, public sector and private sector learn from these kind of practices. But our objective is to continue move this dynamic with Kiat, thinking in the next 10 years. And the objective is, for example, I had the opportunity to learn of the Uzbekistan projects and Vietnam projects. And Colombia and our countries in Latin America are ready to promote that dimension of projects. Finally, I would like to talk about the impacts and outcomes. Obviously, high impact in reduce of greenhouse gas emission, energy access to low-income population of off-grid areas, job creation, and local economy revitalization, access to affordable and reliable clean energy, improvement of quality of life of the local residents, and support the process of peace, legality, and stabilization in key regions of the country. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for sharing that case. Right, we will now hear examples of major cooperation cases, development cooperation cases in the industry and energy sectors. Take a look.
Welcome back, everyone. We will now start session 2 of the 2021 Industrial Technology and Energy Development Cooperation Networking Day. In this session, we will present you with 6 project cases that fit 3 of the cooperation model that you may remember from the previous session.
As a reminder, they are 1. Demonstration and testbed, 2. Task center, 3. Product localization and supply, 4. Technology advice and solutions from Korea task. For Model 1, we will present project for Ecuador and Senegal. For Model 2, Uzbekistan and the Philippines. For Model 4, food processing and textile sectors for multiple countries. At any time during the presentation, please feel free to leave your question or comment by clicking the button on the screen.
By end of this session, we hope that you have better understanding of what each cooperation model entails. Each presentation will be introduced by Kiat's project managers and presented by the respective implementing agencies. So with no further ado, meet some of us at Kiat and your implementing agencies. So here it goes.
Hello all, it's my pleasure to introduce the Uzbekistan project as the first case of the session. Uzbekistan, the center of the Silk Road, has long been a world-class cotton producer. Korea, on the other hand, had its initial economic growth based on textile technologies such as dyeing, processing, sewing, and fashion design. The Uzbekistan Textile Technopark was initiated to converge Uzbekistan's cotton production and the Korea's technologies and know-how to add higher values, which supports the advancement of the Uzbekistan textile industry. The project started in 2015 and completed successfully in 2019. Details will be presented by Dr. Jae-Yoon Shim, Principal Researcher at KITTEC, Korea Institute of Industrial Technology. Please welcome.
Hello, I am very happy to present at this honorable occasion. My name is Shim Jae-yoon Shim, and I'm working in the textile R&D field at the Korea Institute of Industrial Technology. In this session, I will present the Uzbekistan Textile Technopark Establishment Support Project. Starting with the introduction of KITEC, I will tell you the project overview, outcome, and sustainability in order. KITEC is a government-funded research institute and is the only research institute that conducts research and development related to textiles among government-funded research institutes in Korea. The KITEC was established to support small and medium-sized enterprises through practical technology development. Research fields are very diverse, such as textiles, robot, advanced manufacturing, etc. We have a mission to contribute to the improvement of the international competitiveness of the company by transferring the research result obtained from R&D. From now on, I will tell you about the overview of this project. First, let me tell you about the background of this project. The textile industry in Uzbekistan is a very important strategic industry. In addition, Uzbekistan has abundant natural fibers and human resources. However, Uzbekistan produces low value-added textile products. Therefore, it is necessary to produce high value-added textile products in order to take a leap forward in the textile industry. Korea has the world's fourth largest textile technology and has a production base for high value-added textile products from yarn to fabric, dye, and fashion apparel. However, the textile trade balance is gradually declining. Therefore, it is necessary to develop the overseas market to expand overseas export. In particular, it is necessary to establish a textile production value chain centered on Central Asia. Accordingly, we started this project as a win-win strategy for the mutual growth of the textile industry between the two countries. I will briefly tell you about this progress of the project, starting with Uzbekistan's request for textile technology cooperation from Korea in 2023. The need for this project was recognized through the signing of an MOU between the two countries and the implementation of textile technology cooperation project for 8 years. And on the occasion of the 2014 Korea-Uzbekistan Summit, the two countries agreed to establish a textile technopark for the joint development of the textile industry in Uzbekistan. This project was carried out for 5 years from 2015, and the budget was about $16 million. And the partners of this project was KITEC, Gyeongbuk Technopark, and KIAT. There are 4 main business contents of this project. The first is to build a textile technopark building, and the second is to introduce equipment for prototype production and R&D. The other is a technical education for operating personnel and the support for the independence of the textile technopark operation. From now on, I will tell you about the outcome of the project. The textile technopark building started construction in June 2016 and opened in September 2019, after about 3 years of construction. It was named Ko-Uz Textile Technopark. This Technopark is currently in the process of taking over and will be start operating next year. Korea plans to provide continuous support until the Textile Technopark is stabilized. Textile Technopark will be used as a core base for developing technology necessary for the development of Uzbekistan's textile industry in near future. Textile Technopark is located in the center of Tashkent, about 15 minutes from Tashkent Airport. Textile Technopark has a 7-story administrative building, a business building with company office, fashion show, and conference rooms, and an R&D building with experimental equipment necessary for R&D. In addition, it has a pilot plant with knitting, dyeing processing, design, and sewing facilities necessary for the production of prototypes for company support. In order to help the understanding of Textile Technopark, we have prepared a brief video clip taken at the opening ceremony of Textile Technopark.
The opening of a facility that will lead Uzbekistan's textile industry.
한국과 2005년부터 시작된 우즈베키스탄과의 14년간의 선율기술 협력의 결실을 공개하는 선율 테크노파크의 개소식이 함께하게 되어 영광입니다.
It's the fruit of Uzbekistan's collaboration with Korea, a textile superpower.
오늘 개소한 한 우즈베키스탄 섬유 테크노파크는 섬유 산업 협력을 넘어서 양국의 경제 협력을 보다 심화시키고 지평을 넓히는 이정표가 될 것입니다.
여기 계신 모든 분들이 한국과 우즈베키스탄 양국의 섬유 산업 혁신의 새 시대의 산 증인이 되셨습니다.
Textile students and experts have come to tour its state-of-the-art facilities. Many Korean products dominate the global textile export market, and in terms of textile technologies, Korea ranks 4th in the world. The Textile Technopark is built upon that foundation. The Textile Technopark is expected to pave the way for the development of Uzbekistan's textile sector.
Оборудование подготовки воды и очистка сточных вод. Это тоже немаловажно для Узбекистана. Технопарк нужен, потому что надо, вот как в указе президента, будем полностью перерабатывать хлопковые волокна.
From now on, I'll tell you about the contents of support for the operational independence of Textile Technopark. First, we supported the drafting of the article of incorporation, including the operating organization and operating activities. Also, we supported the management manual for resident companies and a business plan to secure the necessary fund for the operation of the Technopark. And we produced a promotional brochure in Korean and Russian to promote Textile Technopark. And we are making a website for Textile Technopark. Through this, we plan to deliver the introduction of activities of Technopark to both countries in real time. Also, we plan to expand the technology exchange and the business opportunities between companies in Korea and Uzbekistan by adding functions such as equipment rental, conference room rental, technology seminars, and product trading. And for the personnel who will operate the Textile Technopark, a Korean expert directly visit the and provided the technical support for equipment training and prototype production technology. Also, after the corona pandemic, we have established an online on-site technical support system to provide continuous technical support. And we directly invited the operating personnel to Korea to conduct technical training, benchmarking advanced technologies, and experience Korean culture. So to improve the efficiency of education, equipment manual and the textbook were produced and provided. A technical seminar was held to improve the technology of Uzbekistan companies. Technical seminars were held offline once or twice a year, and online once a month after the corona pandemic. Also, Korean technology and products were introduced by participating in an international textile exhibition in Uzbekistan. And the online business platform was established to support continuous business matching between Korean and Uzbekistan companies. Currently, 7 businesses are on the way through the online business platform, and it is expected that the performance will continue to increase in the future. In July of this year, Youngwon Trading, a Korean major company that has world-famous brands such as the North Face, moved into textile technopark. Youngwon Trading is a company that has been investing in Uzbekistan for a long time in anticipation of its development potential. Since Youngwon moved in, many Korean companies have been requesting to move into textile technopark. Also, 5 Uzbekistan companies have moved in. Many companies are expected to move in near future. And from 2020, we are providing technical support to 24 Korean companies and 10 Uzbekistan companies that wish to trade. Through this technical support, Korean companies exported experimental equipment, dyes, and chemicals to Uzbekistan and achieved an export performance of 10 million. To Uzbekistan companies, we mainly provide technical support for new product development and quality improvement. Among them, Baidir Logon Textile, a large-scale cotton spinning company, plans to build a knitting, dyeing, and sewing factory to expand its business area using the produced yarn. They have officially requested technical support from plant construction to production. To this end, Korean experts in each field are participating and providing support. If this project is successful, it will be a great success model for technical support. Uzbekistan does not have an R&D system to support companies. Therefore, a small R&D project was conducted together with Uzbekistan to solve the difficulties faced by Uzbekistan companies. One is about the evaluation of hazardous substance in textile products, which is a problem when exporting Uzbekistan textile products to Europe. And the second is about the development of masks to respond to the post-corona. In the future, we will continue to discover the company's difficulties and suggest the solution through R&D. And we will provide the support until Uzbekistan's R&D system is set up. From now on, I will talk about the sustainability of textile technopark. As shown in the figure, Uzbekistan textile exports more than doubled in 2020 compared to 2017, and is expected to rise steadily in the future. The government of Uzbekistan has a set a target of 7 billion in textile export by 2025. In order to achieve 7 billion, it is necessary to shift from quantitative growth to qualitative growth. Textile Technopark is expected to play an important role in this transition. There are many things that are expected to increase the role of Textile Technopark in the future. First, the FTA with Korea and Uzbekistan is in progress rapidly. FTA are expected to be concluded within the next 1 or 2 years. After the signing, it is expected that textile trade between the two countries will become very active. At that time, it is expected that the role of Textile Technopark will increase in the textile trade between the two countries. And this year, Uzbekistan was granted the EU GSP Plus status. As a result, about 6,200 textile items were exempt from customs duties, making it very easy to export to Europe. Therefore, it is expected that Korean companies planning to export to Europe will expand their entry into Uzbekistan. Also, Textile Technopark is expected to help Korean companies entry into Uzbekistan. In addition, the Angren Textile Park is being built in Angren Free Trade Zone in Uzbekistan. It is expected that 10 hectares of the 145 hectares of the Angren Textile Park will be given the right to be managed by the Textile Technopark. It is said that 10 hectares will be given priority to Korean companies, and the tax-free benefits will be given according to the free trade zone standard. And most recently, there was a result of attracting foreign investment based on the Textile Technopark. Germany's GIZ has invested 7 million euro to promote the Passion Incubator Tashkent project. Germany's GIZ team to carry out this project is in discussion to move into Textile Technopark. I think that the Textile Technopark will be very important for this success of this project. As I mentioned earlier, the Textile Technopark will be start operating from next year. To prepare for this, Uzbekistan has established a roadmap for activating Textile Technopark. The main contents are to strengthen the textile production certification activities of the Textile Technopark, to establish international cooperative relations with Korea and foreign countries, and to secure operating expenses for the stable operation of the Textile Technopark. The most important thing right now is securing operating cost. This is the operation cost of the Textile Technopark of about $700,000 per year, requested to the Uzbekistan government. This is very important for the actual operation of Textile Technopark. So I would like to take this opportunity to request the active cooperating of the Uzbekistan government so that the operating funds can be well supported. Lastly, these are the contents of R&D to be jointly carried out in a short period of time to secure the competitiveness of the Uzbekistan textile industry centered on the Textile Technopark. We will conduct R&D for high value-added clothing and eco-friendly energy-saving dyeing processing technology, We also plan to conduct basic research on industrial fibers with a high added value compared to clothing. All these R&D activities are planned to be carried out together with Korea and Uzbekistan. And the result of R&D and expected to be utilized for the development of the textile industry in both countries. Let's finish the presentation. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Shim. We'll now look at another project under the task center model. The Philippines is one of the fast emerging nations. Its GDP is growing to $321 billion US, and global companies related to electronics, semiconductors, and automobiles continue to enter the Philippines. However, the low level of mold technology restricts further growth in the Philippines. The Philippine Mold Technology Solution Center was launched in 2019 to support the capacity and the competitiveness of Filipino manufacturing companies. Mr. Shijun Sung, Director of the Center at Korea Association of Machinery Industry, KOAMI, will explain how we achieved that.
Hello everyone, my name is Sung Si-jun. I'm head of Global Business Center of the Korea Association of Machinery Industry. I'm very happy to introduce Mold Technology Support Center in the Philippines at this Industrial and Energy Development Corporation Networking Day. This is the table of contents. First, introduction to the Korea Association of Machinery Industry as a project implementation organization. Second, the progress and outline of the project and the main business status of the business. Lastly, the future plan and proposal for the project. First of all, let me introduce our company. The Korea Association of Machinery Industry, KOAMI, is located in Yeouido, Seoul, and was established in April 1969 for the development and advancement of the machinery industry in Korea. Currently, we are conducting various businesses such as support for policy making for the government, research to promote the machinery industry, human resource development, promotion of trade, and international cooperation. If you need more information about the KOAMI, please contact us via contact information presented here. Let me explain the business process of a Mold Technology Support Center project in the Philippines. The beginning of the project, Philippines was making strategies to develop manufacturing industry to move away from the service-oriented industrial structure. In particular, for the development of the manufacturing industry, they will know the importance of the die and mold. Accordingly, we KOAMI proposed the establishment of a Mold Technology Support Center for technology transfer and human resource development. In 2015, KOAMI and relevant organizations in the Philippines established cooperative network. For the smooth implementation of the project, KOAMI signed an MOU with the Metal Industry Research Development Center, MIRDC. We designed a customized ODA model for the Philippines that is achievable by analyzing the current technology level. In 2017, specific feasibility study was conducted. We established the direction for mutual development of both countries. In addition, for the optimal effect, we selected the best business destination through industrial complex survey, such as northern and southern Philippines. Eventually, the project began in 2019. MTSC is aiming to manufacturing high-value products, such as automobile and mobile parts. To produce high-value products, it is necessary to upgrade the die and mold technology. MTSC will provide the whole process from designing to manufacturing of die and mold product. The main goal of this project are to develop the technology for die and mold industry for the Philippines and make a cooperative hub for both countries. To achieve this goal, we are carrying out 5 major businesses: facility construction, introduction of Korean mold manufacturing system, provision of a training system to cultivate experts, technology seminars, and master plan to operate MTSC. Looking at the organization carrying out this project, the Korea side is the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy, KIAT, our KWAMI, and MGF. The Philippine side is Department of Science and Technology and Metal Industry Research and Development Center. The project period is 44 months in total from May 2019 to December 2022. The project size is $6.4 million. Next. I'd like to explain 5 major tasks underway. First, facility construction. Currently, the Philippines is constructing MTSC facility and KWAMI is supporting this, including design supervision. Second, introduction of the Korean mold manufacturing system to install equipment. Third, mold human source development in the Philippines. We are providing education to nurture mold experts. First, establishment of technical trend and cooperation system. We are holding seminars for mold engineers. Finally, we make a master plan for the sustainable operation of MTSC. Now, I will explain each task in more detail. First, about MTSC establishment project. MTSC is located in Cavite Free Economic Zone near Manila. Cavite Free Economic Zone is larger than Cebu and Clark and has a good accessibility to organizations and companies located in Manila. In 2019, the groundbreaking ceremony was held. In 2020, detailed design reflecting the efficiency of the installation equipment was carried out. In this year, we support the construction of MTSC by providing advice to construction and design. Especially, we do monitoring on external risks such as volcanic eruption and COVID-19. Second, I'd like to explain about equipment introduction. In 2019, 368 items of parts and equipment such as CAD and CAM were introduced. In 2020, 15 items of installation equipment such as pipes and electronic facility were introduced. In 2021, 15 items of product equipment such as machine center and injection molding machine were introduced. We are planning to introduce additional equipment such as wire cutting machine after review with MIRDC. Third, this is the current state of mold human resource development in the Philippines. In 2019, we provided professional instructor training in Korea and the Philippines. In 2022, we offered online training for local mold technicians in the Philippines, and about 1,240 technicians completed the training. In 2021, facility safety education is being conducted by applying an online education system. First task is the establishment of the technical trend and cooperation system. We looked around the die and mold industry exhibition in various countries, including Korea and the Philippines, to identify the mold technology trend. In addition, we held online seminar of technical exchange between Korea and the Philippines. There are a total of 10 online seminars and 7 seminars have been held so far. Once a month, we are recruiting participants by promoting the seminars in the Philippines. Using Zoom, Korean presenter and Filipino participants can communicate in real time, and about 80 participants attend each time. Fifth task is the establishment of the plan for MTSC. In 2019, we conducted research and review, and 2020, we did an interview with the MIRDC and focus group. This year, we prepared the draft master plan. Currently, the whole world is struggling due to COVID-19. We, Coami, is overcoming COVID-19 by converting our way of business into a non-face-to-face method. Of course, non-face-to-face method is not good enough in terms of quality, but we are utilizing various methods to generating the maximum effect for both countries. Previously, we checked the MTSC construction by visiting the construction site, but now we are holding a weekly status updating online meeting and sharing photo on construction situation. About the introduction of the equipment, we had hired Korean expert in the Philippines as a coordinator. He is conducting on-site inspection. However, due to delays in the construction, the equipment cannot be installed yet, so some of them have been prepared in the Philippines and Korea. In the past, we invite the trainee to Korea to provide offline training, but now it is conducted through online education using Zoom. We are overcoming difficulties of the online training by producing video training materials. For technology exchanges, Korean die and mold companies provide online lecture in real time and take a question. Finally, it is on sustainability of the project. MTSC will be in charge of producing high-quality mold and providing training. In addition, it should lead the die and mold industry in the Philippines. In order for MTSC to continue to grow, continuous mold demand must be supported. To this end, local companies in the Philippines and mold companies in Korea need to cooperate relationship, and networking with Korea's automotive part manufacturer is also necessary. If it goes well, the Philippines will emerge as a new global outsourcing country that contribute to reduce the production cost. Also, MTSC will be a platform for technology exchange between two countries. Now, we are preparing for following up project to compensate for the lack of technology training after this project. We are discussing mold sector task and WFK as a following up project. Task is technology advice and solution from Korea, which is intended to support technology of local die and mold companies. WFK is World Friend Korea, which is intended to dispatch Korean mold experts to share and deliver technology to the Philippines. In addition, we are conducting a feasibility study for the Philippine Smart Farm project. This project will serve as a stepping stone for the stable operation of the MTSC. Lastly, I would like to offer some suggestions for the successful ODA project. First, close cooperation is needed for smooth business, such as continuous information sharing and discussion on major issues. Second, it is important to respond to unexpected risk. You can face unexpected risks such as natural disaster or political problem. All partner countries need to respond quickly to these issues. It is also good to prepare a response scenario in advance, just in case. Finally, we need experts. ODA projects usually take 5 or 6 years. In terms of technical and sustainability, there should be no change in the person in charge of each country. With this, I will end over this presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Song. Let's move on to the next cooperation model, demonstration and test bed. The next project is the Frequency Regulating ESS in Senegal, which is one of the 4 leading countries in Western Africa, attracting overseas industrial capital and tourism. However, the unstable power conditions causing frequent power outages have been a limiting factor that must be resolved. The project, which was first identified in collaboration with the World Bank, contributes to securing the power stability in Senegal. The project started in 2020 and is currently underway. KEPCO KDN will give you more details.
Hello, my name is Yoran Cook, a Global Business Associate at KEPCO KDN. Today, I get to share KDN's Senegal project for frequency regulation in power systems. I'll talk about KDN Consortium, what this project is about, and how to make it sustainable. KDN Consortium is composed of 5 partners from different areas of expertise. KEPCO KDN is in charge of project management and coordination as a lead company. It is responsible of development of ECS for frequency regulation and centralized control system infrastructure. It was founded in 1992 and is South Korea's one and only public-owned power ICT company. KDN provides information and communication technology services in the energy sector, ranging from power generation to sales. It plays an important role in keeping power systems not only safe and stable, but also accessible and affordable by reducing power loss, increasing voltage and frequency retention, preventing power outages, and ensuring high-quality electricity. Bakela is a consulting firm dedicated to international development cooperation projects and their commercialization. It is responsible for economic analysis, communication on the project, and dissemination of the results. BITEC and Bakela both participated in the pre-production stage of this project. BITEC is a renewable energy ICT company specialized in software development and consulting services. In this project, BITEC focuses on PCS development and ECS integration. Top Infra focuses on civil engineering, construction, and electricity works in renewable energy business. It is in charge of ESS implementation. It also leads the main activities connected to training courses and events for the local staff. Dongshin University is committed to deliver quality teaching and impactful research. In the Senegal project, Dongshin University introduces technical education systems and curricula and trains system operators. Now, let me tell you about the pre-production stage of the project. From 2018 to 2019, the consortium had done the feasibility study and arranged business meetings with key decision makers to discuss on the project and build trusting relationships with them. In 2018, the KGGTF and World Bank Korea office partnered and provided funding for the projects, including KDN's Senegal project. In 2019, the consortium contacted World Bank and its regional branch in Senegal and had a detailed discussion with Senelec. In September of the same year, KDN Consortium received PCP from Senegal government and was selected to implement its project design developed in pre-production stage. Through the business meetings with key decision makers and relevant stakeholders in Senegal, the consortium could listen to what they want and need. They were eager as much as KDN Consortium to successfully carry out the project and realize its goal. With all the information they had provided and the data gathered from the feasibility study, the consortium learned about the current status of Senegal's energy industry. There were 3 problems in Senegal's power systems. First, insufficient operating reserves. Senegal doesn't have enough power reserve, which leads to frequent outages. Second, increasing larger-scale renewable energy power generation. Senegal's power system is becoming more and more unstable due to the fast-growing renewable energy industry. Third, manual dispatch. Senegal is manually dispatching electricity. Naturally, its system is vulnerable to human errors. That was how this project started. KDN's Senegal project aims to stabilize power frequency and to train local engineers and staff to run the facility by themselves. The budget is approximately 14 billion Korean won, which is about $12 million US. The exact amount depends on the exchange rates. So, what does it mean to regulate power frequency? Let's look at this simple comparison here. You can see the gap between the lowest point and the highest point decreases from the image on the left to the image on the right. This is frequency regulation in a nutshell. It means to continually control power frequency around target of 50 Hz, mitigating the fluctuations. Frequency is what we use to measure the balance between power supply and demand. When power demand spikes to the level that overwhelms power supply, the power frequency goes down, as you can see from the image on the left side. On the other hand, when power demand meets the supply, the frequency is balanced where it's supposed to be. In most Asian countries, this balance point is 60 Hz, while in many European countries and in Senegal, it's 50 Hz. Renewable energy is an intermittent supply. Due to wind power and photovoltaic generation, the power system in Senegal is witnessing sharp fluctuations in frequency. This image shows 4 significant drops in power frequency in 2017. Senegal's dispatch center is supposed to carry out automatic load shedding on wide areas when the frequency falls below 49 Hz. This causes massive power outages. Therefore, when the frequency drops under 49.3 Hz, the dispatch center initiates interruption on peripheral areas to keep the frequency above 49 Hz. KDN's Senegal project has been designed to solve these problems and secure stable and safe power systems. With our frequency regulation system, Senegal is able to operate power systems stably at the dispatch center in Imbal, and it can acquire fair balance between power demand and supply by installing 10 megawatt ESS. This 10 megawatt ESS is only beginning of Senegal's ESS installation plan. Eventually, they are planning to install 80 megawatt in total, and they want an operation system for that to control the front-end 10 megawatt ESS as well as the other ESS coming in. Last year, KDN Consortium analyzed operation status of power grid in Senegal. It also designed business model and ESS, the software program and classes. This year, the consortium developed an operation system and tested its performance as well as durability of ESS. Next year, the consortium is going to deploy ESS and install the operation and remote monitoring system. Training programs will also take place to facilitate self-operation. Let's have a close look at the project structure and framework. Each member of the consortium has proudly performed considerable projects in the energy sector with utmost professionalism. The Senegal project involves more than 15 relevant organizations. KPX, Korea Power Exchange, has experiences in operation of Areva EMS, and KERI, Korea Electro-Technology Research Institute, holds patent in ESS AGC algorithms. Building trusting relationships for mutual collaboration between the project consortium and the government bodies of the recipient country is essential to achieve project goals when it comes to international development cooperation. KDN Consortium is creating that kind of business network for this project and future projects. After KDN Consortium successfully carries out this Senegal project, numerous opportunities would be open to its members, especially in surrounding African countries. KDN is focusing on WAPP, West African Power Pool, for power grids connections between 14 countries. To make the project sustainable, KDN Consortium will help local engineers and staff to achieve capability to operate the facility on their own, which will lead to self-operation. This is a roadmap that KDN pictures for development of Senegal's energy industry. In 2018, we found out that the renewable energy sources in Senegal are increasing rapidly and changing the energy industry. Since 2020, KDN Consortium has carried out the Senegal project for frequency regulation system with ESS. After the project, from 2023, the EMS modernization will be needed. And finally, in 2025, the power market shall be introduced to Senegal. Thus, we can say that KDN's Senegal project I shared today is the very foundation of Senegal's power market in the future. That was the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. Next project takes place in the Galapagos of Ecuador, the treasure trove with natural wonders and biodiversity. Ecuador puts its best effort to preserve the treasure by actively pursuing the zero fossil fuels of the Galapagos Island policy. The microgrid project provides an off-grid solar system in San Cristobal Island, and as a result of the project, the use of the renewable energy in the island will increase by 30%. In addition, the project proceeds in cooperation between the local power agency and Korean companies, where Korea's technologies and know-how are transferred, building a basis for further cooperation. Woojin Corporation will explain more in details.
I'll start my presentation on the project to construct microgrid system at San Cristobal in Galapagos Island. The order of the presentation will be introduction of Woojin Industrial Systems, project overview, outcome of the project, and sustainability. So first is the introduction of Woojin Industrial Systems. Woojin was established in 1974 and has grown along with the development of Korea's railroad and new transportation industry. Our main business areas are railway vehicles to energy storage systems based on our power conversion technology. So Woojin operates business sites around Korea as shown on the slide. We have 2 factories in Gwasan, a vehicle factory in Jungpyeong, factory for electric bus in Ochang, and operates manufacturing plant in America as well. Our main business areas are railway vehicles, railway electric products, electric buses and charging systems, and smart energy business. Our main products in smart energy business includes ESS and microgrid. For FR-ESS, we have supplied to KEPCO for 3 consecutive years. For peak shift ESS, we have had project in Sangyong Cement Factory with a capacity of 22 megawatt-hour and 20 other projects. For renewable energy, we have applied the system in HM Solar and in 13 other sites. So as for the background of promoting this ODA project, first, the Ecuadorian government has a policy of making the Galapagos Islands zero fossil fuels. So based on this policy, the Energy Minister of Ecuador visited Korea last 2015 and proposed for an ODA project in the Galapagos Islands to the government of Korea. So the government of Korea implemented this feasibility study of applying microgrid system in the Galapagos Islands last 2016 and selected San Cristobal Island among the 4 main Galapagos Islands as a target area for the ODA project. To give you the summary of the feasibility study results implemented last 2016 with the support of Kiat under MOTIE of Korea, in making San Cristobal Island a carbon-free island, we proposed initially to implement ODA project with a capacity of PV 1 megawatt and ESS 1.4 megawatt-hour, and as a secondary project to promote a privately invested IPP project with a capacity of PV 5.5 megawatt and ESS 28 megawatt-hour. On the left side is a system configuration of the first ODA project based on the feasibility study. The right side is a system configuration when the renewable energy reaches 80% or more through second private investment IPP project. Now I'll explain about the ODA project that Korean government has implemented since 2018. The goal of the ODA project is to support Galapagos zero fossil fuel policy and reduce greenhouse gases by increasing renewable energy penetration at San Cristobal Island. To provide you an overview of this ODA project, the ODA period is from 2018 to 2021. And the project cost is $5.8 million, which is a grant fund from the Korean government. The main stakeholders of the Korean side are Woojin Industrial System and KEPCO for system construction. And in the Ecuador side, we have Ministry of Energy and Resources and ELEC Galapagos, the Electric Power Corporation of Galapagos Island, as the main stakeholders. This ODA project started with the signing of ROI between Korean government and the government of Ecuador last August 2018. And the system design and groundbreaking ceremony were held in 2019. In the first half of 2020, construction of microgrid system was completed through civil works and transportation of equipment. However, due to COVID-19, it was not possible to dispatch Korean engineers to Ecuador, so testing and commissioning of the system was delayed for a year. It resumed this September 2021, and the final test and commissioning is currently underway. So after completing the test and trial operation this coming December 2021,
there will be system handover and completion ceremony. So this is the intergovernmental cooperation system of this ODA project. As mentioned earlier, this project has been supported by MOTIE and Kiat of Korea, and the system was constructed by Woojin and KEPCO. On the side of Ecuador, the Ministry of Energy and Resources and ELEC Galapagos are the main stakeholders. So this slide shows the system configuration of this ODA project. PV and ESS are built near the airport of San Cristobal Island, and EMS is built at San Cristobal Substation. And there is a plan of constructing a 1.3-kilometer distribution line for the connection between EMS and PV-ESS systems. So this is a detailed system configuration of this ODA project. System capacity consists of PV 1 megawatt, battery 2.2 megawatt hour, and construction of 1.3-kilometer new distribution line. These are some pictures of the microgrid system of this ODA project. Let's now watch a video clip of the constructed system. This slide shows pictures of test and commissioning of the microgrid system that is currently in progress in Ecuador. It's scheduled to be completed by the end of November this year. These are the expected effects of this ODA project. First, it will contribute to the Galapagos zero fossil fuel policy. Renewable energy penetration will increase from 20% to 32%, and greenhouse gas will be reduced by 1,274 metric tons per year. Second, this project will contribute greatly to the economic and industrial aspects of Ecuador. Let's watch a video of the interview with Mr. Juan Carlos López Benalcázar, the president of ELEC Galapagos.
El proyecto Sistema Microred San Cristóbal se desarrolló gracias a un esquema de cooperación no reembolsable del gobierno de Corea del Sur a favor del gobierno del Ecuador con un presupuesto aproximado de $5.7 millones. La ejecución de esta importante obra estuvo a cargo del Instituto Coreano para el Avance de la Tecnología KIAT a través del consorcio formado por las empresas Woojin Industrial Systems y KEPCO, y por parte del gobierno del Ecuador a través del Ministerio de Energía y Recursos Naturales No Renovables y de la empresa eléctrica provincial de Galápagos. Para el proyecto se consiguió en comodato con la Armada un terreno de 2 hectáreas sobre el cual se instaló una planta solar fotovoltaica de 1 megavatio pico y un sistema de almacenamiento de energía en baterías con 2.2 megavatios hora. Estos se interconectan al sistema eléctrico de la isla Cristóbal a través de una línea eléctrica dedicada de 13.8 kilovoltios. El sistema Microred San Cristóbal inició su construcción a finales del año 2019, concluyendo las obras civiles y de instalación en el año 2020, para posteriormente coordinar la fase de pruebas, condicionamiento y puesta en servicio para el último trimestre del 2021. Entre los principales beneficios del sistema microred San Cristóbal están la reducción de alrededor de 133,000 galones de diésel anuales, lo que representará un ahorro anual de más de $500,000 y el incremento significativo de la participación de energía renovable en la generación de electricidad en la isla San Cristóbal. Este proyecto contó con mano de obra local, beneficiando a 35 trabajadores de la isla. Para la empresa eléctrica provincial Galápagos, el sistema microred se convierte en una obra de infraestructura vital para avanzar con la política cero combustibles fósiles en Galápagos que promueve el gobierno del Ecuador. A nombre de Galápagos, queremos agradecer al gobierno de Corea, así como al Instituto Coreano para el Avance de la Tecnología, KIAT, por la ejecución de esta importante obra y a la vez expresamos nuestro compromiso para seguir promoviendo el desarrollo de centrales de energía renovable en nuestras islas que permitan eliminar el consumo de combustibles fósiles para la generación de electricidad.
There were a total of 3 training sessions for government officials and managers for the microgrid system. This October, field testing was conducted for Galapagos engineers. To achieve energy independence through renewable energy resources on San Cristobal Island, we have discussed the private investment IPP project with the government of Ecuador as a follow-up project after the ODA. However, it has been temporarily suspended due to COVID-19. After completing this ODA project this year, we plan to newly promote the privately invested IPP project that has been temporarily suspended. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Park. And this time, with much pleasure, we'd like to introduce TASK, which only involves technology and knowledge transfer among companies. It is uniquely designed so that the participating companies will have practical solutions and will have opportunities to cooperate with Korean firms in the future. The first task presentation will cover the food processing sector for 4 countries. The food industry is one of the leading industries driving the national economic growth, as it is closely related to other industries such as the agriculture, tourism, and more. Dr. Ino Kim of the Korea Food Research Institute will walk you through. Right after Dr. Kim's presentation, we'll look at task for the textile sector, which also was the key industry in Korea that drove the national economy. Korea still ranks 4th in the world in terms of the textile technology. A total of 6 countries are participating in the textile sector. Mr. Won-seok Choi at DITEC will explain more. Korea has a full range of knowledge to pass on. Please take a look at how Korea's advanced technologies support the local companies. Here is Dr. Kim first.
Good afternoon. I'm glad to see you. I am In-ho Kim, Director of the Research Division from Korea Food Research Institute. Before I begin, I would like to say that I am so pleased to announce this amazing opportunity to share my presentation with you all. Today, I'm going to talk about the food processing sector of TASK. We will begin with a brief introduction of the Korea Food Research Institute, the host organization, and move on to providing some background on the TASK initiative, its accomplishments, and upcoming plans. The Korea Food Research Institute, let me brief, and KFRI, is the only federally funded institution in Korea that works in the food industry. The institute was established to improve people's health and well-being by encouraging the development of food science, food technology, and the food industry. It is currently located at Jeonju in Jeollabuk-do Innovation City. The KFRI is divided into 4 headquarters: Food Convergence Research Division, Food Functionality Research Division, Food Industry Research Division, and Research Policy Center. We are primarily involved in various R&D initiatives, including but not limited to research on functional food, food processing, and food preservation and distribution. The Korea Food Research Institute also engages in various activities in support businesses that encourage the development of the food industry. The KFRI has 20 years of experience in hosting various ODA projects in Mongolia and Uganda. The TASK initiative, which you will get to hear about later in the presentation, is the first phase of the project and was carried out in the Philippines, Cambodia, and Ecuador. The TASK initiative aims not only to solve technical difficulties in the food processing field through cooperation between Korea and the partner country, but also to develop the food industry of both countries by building networks between businesses in Korea and partner countries. This project has been in progress since 2018 and is currently implemented in 6 countries: Cambodia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Iran, Uganda, and Ecuador. The TASK initiative is to transfer Korea's experiences and food processing technology to local companies in partner countries. Through this initiative, the technological competitiveness of small and medium-sized food industries in each partner country will increase, and opportunity for further development will present itself. This initiative is implemented by the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy and the Korea Institute for Advancement Technology under the supervision of the KFRI. Furthermore, relevant federal ministries of each partner country are also contributing as collaborators. The TASK initiative is carried out over the 3 years. During the first year, preliminary research is conducted to select local companies as candidates. During the second year, 3 to 4 on-site technical consultations and problem-solving activities are conducted for selected companies. The selected companies are also invited to be on technical tour in Korea. The final year is a wrap-up stage for technical advice. Each company's problems are resolved and cooperative networks is formed to build a foundation for continuous cooperation. This slide shows a checklist used during the company selection process. The candidates are selected based on various evaluation criteria such as company size, growth potential, R&D capability, and the CEO's level of dedication. In the past 3 years, the first phase of the TASK initiative was conducted in Cambodia, the Philippines, and Ecuador. 11 companies in Cambodia, 12 in the Philippines, and 12 in Ecuador have completed their technical advice sessions. This year, the initiative will be launched in Myanmar, Uganda, and Iran, and is currently in the process of reviewing local companies and their candidacy. The main activities of the TASK initiative include technical advice, technical seminar, network, and workshop. So, and networking and technical tour. These activities are carried out over 3 years. For technical advice, Korean experts visit companies in each country to monitor companies and identify their problems. The problems identified are to be resolved with a solution tailored to each company's state of being. An on-site production expert from a Korean company that produces the same product as the local company will join this stage as the Korean expert. Next are the technical seminars and workshops. These sessions are held to introduce the latest technologies needed in the field, food hygiene, HACCP, HACCP education, and quality control, to local companies and to exchange technological skills. In addition, experts visit the companies to provide on-site training for employees working in the field. Last but not least is the technical tour. Local companies and public officials are invited to Korea for a week-long technical tour. During the tour, the participants will be able to pay visits to research institutes in Korea, different companies and distribution markets. They will also be able to attend the International Food Expo held in Korea. Research institutes aim to improve the company's technical skills via education and seminars and networking on related technologies. This slide shows a photo of our researcher visiting food police and various companies in Korea. I'm sure it must have been a great opportunity to visit some Korean companies in person. This initiative goes beyond just providing technical guidance. It produces practical results such as exports and imports by establishing a cooperative network and signing MOUs on technology exchange among companies in Korea and overseas. Here are some of the achievements of the task initiative so far. This case illustrates how problems of local companies were resolved after receiving technical advice from Korean experts. These cases illustrate how the product quality and hygiene improved after receiving technical advice. If you look at the picture on the left on this side, you will notice how the dumplings are getting damaged during food processing. However, if you look at the photo on the lower right, you can see that the dumplings are perfectly preserved by decreasing the defect rate. We were able to increase the overall company profit. This slide shows an example of technical advice given to the Philippines. According to research conducted on the product productivity and sales after the technical advice sessions, it was found that productivity increased by about 20% and the corporate sales increased by about 30%. In the future, we will strive to improve the performance of the task initiative and constantly monitor the situation to overcome the shortcomings. This slide shows the 2020 Food Week held in Seoul. A cooperative booth was held for Cambodia, the Philippines, and Ecuador at the Korean Food Research Institute Promotion Hall. although the companies themselves couldn't attend the event due to COVID-19, we were able to promote the main products to many domestic consumers and buyers. We once again thank the ambassadors who came and visited the promotion hall. COVID-19 is putting the entire world through a difficult time. International trips were near impossible, so we communicated with the companies via online video calls. In hopes of lending a helping hand, we sent masks produced in Korea and other equipment needed on site. We are looking forward to meeting everyone on site as soon as the COVID-19 situation gets resolved. These accomplishments and activities were able to be promoted via local broadcasting channels and contributed to broadening mutual respect and understanding between Korea and the partner countries. The task initiative is not temporary, as followed up with constant monitoring and knowledge exchanges, such as joint research project will be expanded for instant feasibility study for the establishment of the Food Task Center in Ecuador, and Cambodia is well underway. In hopes of making this project happen, we ask for the cooperation of the embassies and the related organizations of both countries. This is the last slide of today's presentation. This shows an interview with the company officials after receiving technical advice. Our team will put our best effort to listen and consider the opinion of every individual and to further enhance the task initiative. Thank you for listening until the very end, and we thank you for your time and kind consideration. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my great pleasure and such an honor to present technology advice and solution from Korea, known as Task Project for the Textile Sector. My name is Won-Seok Choi, Project Manager for Task Project for the Textile Sector at Korea Dining and Finish Technology Institute, known as DITEC in Korea. As shown on this slide, I will briefly introduce my research institutes first. Second, I will go over the task project in textile sector, including some of the main activities. Third, expected outcome, and then lastly but not the least, sustainable cooperation efforts with participating countries. DITEC is a leading research institute in textile and related industry in Korea. There are three main functions of my research institute. The first is the related R&D activities. The second is to support small and medium enterprise, and the third is to nurture human resources. Therefore, DITEC is to strengthen the national competitiveness of the textile and related industries. DITEC's headquarters is located at the center of the Daegu Textile Dining Industry Park, where about 130 dining SMEs are located. We have three regional offices in Seoul, Busan, and Andong. Seoul office is for the international relations and issues. R&D has three main parts: basic, applied, and experimental development. In case of DITEC, conducts a lot of applied research and development in textile and related industries. One of the main functions of the DITEC is to support SMEs in Korea. As national and internationally accredited testing and analyzing institute in the field of textile and the environment. A total of more than 200 testing items have been certified, and approximately 20,000 testing and analyzing supports for SMEs are conducted annually. Since we do have a pilot or prototype production facility and equipment for actual textile production, we are supporting small and medium enterprise to secure production technology and improve quality before actual production. We are also positive that having pilot or prototype production facility in partner countries. This can be good cooperation model in fostering and advancement of the textile industry in partner countries. That is all for the introduction of DITEC. Now let me give you the explanation of the task project. Task project is beneficial for both recipient countries and Korea by facilitating two sides: cooperation on the textile industry. This can help recipient countries overcome their weak manufacturing base and lack of the production capacity and reduce high dependency on imports. Korea's textile industry has grown along with Korea's economic growth and is still considered one of the country's major industries. Korea ranks 10th in world textile exports and ranks 4th in technical development in the textile industry. In addition, Korea has been touted as the only country that owns the whole process of the textile manufacturing among other top manufacturing countries. Starting from spinning and sewing of the natural fiber to production of synthetic yarns. Korea's textile industry had largely contributed to the growth of the economy in the 1970s and 1980s. Since then, Korea has made a transition from labor-intensive textile industry toward a high value-added textile one, and now has been focusing its investment on the development of industrial fiber, convergence fiber, and new materials. And task project in textile sector would allow us to make the most of the development model of Korea's textile industry and tailor it into each of the power recipient countries' situation. I'm confident that we will match up with a great win-win outcome. We have studied Korea's know-how to develop the textile industry and the current status of the four recipient countries' textile industry. Based on what we found through this research, we have identified the task project that could lay the ground for the cooperation between two sides. First is the current status of the textile industry in Indonesia. Around 3 million people working for this industry. It has a particularly integrated manufacturing system from the material manufacturing to sewing, and this system has been well managed and developed. First, we conducted the analysis for identifying difficulties in advance and development stream for Indonesia. As you see here in this chart, technical guidance for dyeing and finishing technology to overcome its weakness and treatment of dyeing wastewater to swiftly respond to the expansion of the dyeing sector in the country. The introduction to technology about digital pattern, CAD, and the high-tech fiber market. Next is about Cambodia. Based on the research of identification analysis on difficulties, streams will be conducted as follows. The advance of the sewing technology through technical guidance, the enhancement of competitiveness of local companies, the facilitation of the technical cooperation between local and Korean companies that do their business in Cambodia, and an increase in export and import of Korean-made fiber materials through B2B connectivity. Next, Kyrgyzstan have maintained an advantage in the textile production since it used to be a part of the Russia Federation, and its sewing sector has been well developed. Based on the research of identification analysis on difficulties, these three main streams will be carried out. Learning about Korea's development model by process, technical guidance for the advancement of sewing industry, and for locally production cotton and wool. Next is about Tajikistan. It has the whole process for manufacturing textile, ranging from material to finished goods. Based on the research of identification analysis on the difficulties, we will conduct this stream. Quality improvement through technical guidance on cotton production technology, and learning about how to mix natural and synthetic fiber through technical transfer, and improvement of sewing process and strategic network establishment between local and Korean companies. Next is about task project overview. Name of project is called Technology Advice and Solution from Korea, known as task project. Its duration is 3 years from 2021 to 2023. This project is to provide local companies of recipient countries with technical assistance for solving their problem with manufacturing technology, and the build business network for facilitating reciprocal exchanges. This chart shows the project stakeholders and their roles. The project is supported by Korean Ministry of Trade and Industry and Energy, the Korea Institute for Advancement of Technology, and mainly implemented by DITEC. Moreover, participating institute and experts related to the textile industry will participate in it together with the related government ministry and organizations from 4 recipient countries of Indonesia, Cambodia, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan. This slide presents the project schedule for the first year. In the first year of this project, we will select the final companies with the highest potential for increasing productivity. In addition, a Korean textile engineer visited the selected companies in person to identify their problem and make customized consulting plans. Next is the second and the third year's plan. Korean engineer will be dispatched to the site 3 or 4 times per year to provide various kinds of the technical assistance, including technical seminar, technical guidance, test analysis, prototype production, technical transfer. In addition, technical guidance will be conducted online to effectively increase companies productively if that is needed. That is not all. We will hold a workshop that invites the local employees and engineers to Korea once a year and give them opportunities to visit Korean manufacturing sites and other related organizations. Attend the training course for textile manufacturing and get business consulting service and B2B connectivity. Next is about the research of the project in year 2021. This is task project started this year, so it has not produced significant outcomes. But we promise that we will set a great example by implementing this project successfully. Here is the list of the finalists from 4 respondent countries. As for Indonesia, 10 companies were finally selected and 4 in Jakarta, 3 in Bandung, 3 in Solo. Dining process is the most highly required as a technical guidance item. This slide shows 10 finalists in Cambodia. Most of them are sewing companies because of its industrial characteristics and located near Phnom Penh, the capital. Learning about technology improvement and marketing support are the most highly required item. There are 11 finalists in Kyrgyzstan. Most of them are near Bishkek, the capital. Some of them are interested in recycled fiber that it fit for the global manufacturing trend. So we are expecting them to be in cooperation with Korean companies. I'm sure that we can find a good cooperative model by using their own advantage in the industry. That is sewing technology of Kyrgyzstan and design and materials of Korea. Next is 10 finalists in Tajikistan. It has 2 textile industry complexes, one in Dushanbe, the capital, and other in the Sugud. So all of the companies are located in the 2 regions. It has a possibility that quality on cotton spinning could be increased, leading to the increased export. Enhanced yarn quality will possibly affect the finished clothing quality, thereby contributing to the development of the country's textile industry. This slide shows a task project promotion video that aired on Kyrgyzstan Public Network.
Текстильные предприятия Кыргызстана начнут работать по корейским технологиям. В республике запустили проект по поддержке производителей.
Данного проекта является создание сети партнерства между кыргызскими и корейскими компаниями после окончания.
By 2023, we are trying to complete matching local and Korean companies by using various on and offline activities. For the next year, we plan to systematically organize and provide the information of each country for entering new market as well as more business opportunities and promote our project much more aggressively. Targeting Korean companies and facilitated them for bilateral cooperative relationship with 4 participating countries. Next, I would like to talk about sustainability. Starting with this task project, we will maintain bilateral cooperation by continuously identifying follow-up projects. There are 3 steps to achieve our goal. First is task project, and the second step will comprise joint R&D planning, triangular cooperative project with Korea, recipient countries, and international organizations. Third step is to build better cooperative model in a various and sustainable way, such as to the establishment of institute as utilizing both grant and loan if needed. Building of the Textile Research and Training Center, Business Innovation Center for B2B links, and Textile Material Solution Center. This is all for my presentation. Whenever you need cooperation in the textile industry, please contact us. We are always here for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kim and Mr. Choi, for the presentations. This concludes section 2 of the 2021 Industrial Technology and Energy Development Cooperation Networking Day. We hope that you have a good overall idea of MOTI and KIAT's development cooperation efforts.
But we understand that it may have been a lot of information for one day. So if you'd like to review, the presentations will be available on YouTube. And if you have any question, comments, or word of encouragement, please leave them by clicking the button on the screen.
We will close today's networking day with a short video clip of greetings from a few of our global partners.
We hope to see you in person next time. And until then, stay safe and stay connected. Thank you for joining us. You all have a great day.
Estimadas amigas, estimados amigos, históricamente mi país, el Paraguay, y Corea han sostenido una relación de la que han emanado beneficios mutuos. En los últimos años, esta cooperación ha venido fortaleciéndose, particularmente en los sectores de la industria y la movilidad. El trabajo abordado en dicho marco, mediante diversos proyectos, está abriendo caminos a nuevos procesos de probada calidad, cuyo desenvolvimiento promete cambios conducentes a un futuro donde las nuevas tecnologías y la innovación se conjugarán con el potencial de los recursos que posee mi país, entre los cuales destaco la energía limpia de fuente renovable. De la mano de nuestros aliados para el desarrollo, el Ministerio de Comercio, Industria y Energía de Corea y el KIAT, aspiramos a convertirnos en un nuevo epicentro de desarrollo en la región, en la cual está el Paraguay, sobre la base de transformaciones estratégicas en sectores en los que hemos demostrado ser competitivos, pero donde hay espacio para aumentar nuestra eficiencia. A través de procesos colaborativos, pretendemos igualmente generar cambios sustantivos de cariz futurista en materia de movilidad eléctrica, haciendo uso racional de nuestros recursos en condiciones de respeto al medio ambiente. Por esta vía, buscamos transformar nuestra matriz energética con la finalidad de dar un un uso más eficiente a este valioso patrimonio de mi pueblo, el pueblo paraguayo, y contribuir decididamente a la lucha contra el cambio climático. El pueblo paraguayo agradece la asistencia y la cooperación de Corea, que se está materializando en iniciativas concretas.
Dear colleagues and friends from Kiat, my name is Abdullah. I'm the Deputy Minister at the Ministry of Health in Uzbekistan. We have been working with you quite closely, especially last year. We keep on doing our partnership. We received a grant from you, and then every support you are providing to Uzbekistan is very much appreciated. We hope we'll be collaborating and having a partnership with you in the long run. It shouldn't stay as a short run. We are looking forward to seeing you here in Uzbekistan. You should come and visit. I hope we will stay very close and then help each other and support. Thank you. Bye.
My name is Natasha Marzov, and I'm a principal specialist in the energy division of the Inter-American Development Bank, whose headquarters are based in Washington, D.C. The Inter-American Development Bank has launched the Vision 2025 with the firm intention of contributing to the recovery and sustainable economic growth in Latin America and the Caribbean. Korea has been an important partner for the Inter-American Development Bank, and we have been working together in the energy sector on accelerating the deployment of renewable energy, smart grid pilot projects, and energy efficiency technologies in various countries in Latin America and the Caribbean. As some of you know, Latin America and the Caribbean is the region with the greenest energy matrix in the world. It has fully embraced renewables and the decarbonization path across the energy sector and other segments of the economy, such as electromobility. Korea itself has been a model in terms of renewable energy deployment and microgrids technology. Our collaboration with the Korea Institute for Advancement of Technology, KIAT, started in 2018 and now includes projects in Honduras with a study on the modernization of the distribution system, Colombia with a study on green energy electrification and self-generation system in dispersed rural areas, and Nicaragua with a microgrid development study to support vulnerable indigenous communities. KIAT has also been instrumental in securing a $14.7 million grant financing to build and develop a green energy island project in the Guanacabe Islands in Honduras, which will be of key importance for that country. Lastly, IDB and KIAT are in the process of establishing a memorandum of understanding that will further collaborate our collaboration in the energy sector in Latin America and the Caribbean and accelerate the scaling up of renewable energy projects. We are very pleased to be part of this important event today in Korea and look forward to fruitful and productive discussions. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Incheol Hwang, Senior Energy Specialist of World Bank Group Korea Office. KIAT and World Bank have been cooperating on clean energy projects in developing countries since 2018. I'm sure that this collaboration will help the client countries to achieve their transition to green energy systems and ultimately achieve their climate goals. Thank you.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Spurgeon Miller, alcalde municipal del municipio de Guaná, Isla de la Bahía, Honduras. Quiero decirles que estoy muy agradecido con el gobierno de Corea del Sur, con el proyecto que están implementando el siguiente año, ya el implemento del parque solar, que es Green Energy Island Project, lo que seguramente va a ser un beneficio directamente a la comunidad, el crecimiento de nuestros compatriotas y también el crecimiento del alza de nuestra economía. Nosotros carecemos de la impulsión del turismo, vivimos de la pesca, como les comento, tenemos el costo energético más alto en todo el Caribe, con 52 centavos. Ya con este proyecto ya el beneficio directamente a la comunidad va a ser de mucho beneficio, tanto en la parte turística, en la parte industrial, también en la parte local. Los ciudadanos sí el ahorro que va a implementar esto sería ya un beneficio directamente a nivel de vida de ellos. El impacto sería inmenso en la parte de crecimiento, tanto económico, también social, salud. Entonces, realmente sí queremos ver los impactos en los próximos años que realmente puede salir de esta aventura. Realmente, insisto, que esta parte energética es solo el comienzo. Nuestra isla realmente sí es el pilar número uno en cualquier avance que vamos a tener como ciudadanos y también como paisanos que me declaro guanajeño. Lo avalo al 100% porque sé que podemos vivir de esta forma. Yo vivo ya más de 6 años, sistema hybrid, parte solar, parte eólica y también térmica. Entonces con eso sí avalo esto al 100%, de que realmente como ciudadanos en todo el mundo podemos vivir de esta forma. Y realmente podemos vivir en armonía con la parte ambiental y no contaminar más con los carburos, en lo que es reducción de combustibles y también con emisiones de gas.
My name is Agung Wibowo from Institut Teknologi Bandung, Indonesia. We currently doing in Machine Tools Industry Development Center project or MTIDC project in Indonesia. Now we have just completed our technical training on the assembly and disassembly of a general lathe machine. This training helped us to have a better understanding of machine tool structure and the procedure of assembly and disassembly of lathe machine. In this project, we receive a lot of equipment and training program that all will improve our ability to develop machine tools. Despite being constrained by the pandemic, the South Korea government did not give up on supporting the program implementation and provide us with the online video classes as an alternative. This activity would not have been possible without MOTI, KIAD, and ChemTech extensive support. So here, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to MOTI, KIAD, and ChemTech. Thank you for always supporting MTIDC project. I hope we can continue to maintain this cooperation and friendship between us. Thank you.
Hola, mi nombre es Santiago Martínez, soy el gerente general de la empresa Incremar. Para nosotros el programa TASC ha sido de mucho provecho, ya que hemos conseguido grandes resultados. Debemos agradecer muchísimo la cooperación que hemos tenido, ya que ha sido integral. Hemos tenido no solamente apoyo técnico, sino también una constante comunicación y guía para afinar y mejorar nuestros procesos internos. Hemos encontrado dentro de nuestro portafolio de productos que han sido de interés para el mercado coreano, y eso para nosotros ha sido realmente muy valioso. El apoyo del programa y los integrantes del programa también han sido sin duda un pilar fundamental para que hayamos conseguido este gran resultado, que para nosotros marca el inicio de lo que significa para Incremar poder colocar productos en el mercado coreano, y tenemos muchísima expectativa de ampliar tanto el portafolio como abrir las puertas para otras empresas ecuatorianas que puedan llevar sus productos a Corea. Ha sido para nosotros 3 años, con una pandemia incluida, de mucho trabajo, pero que realmente nos ha otorgado resultados y satisfacciones inmensas. No me queda más que agradecerle muchísimo al programa, a TASC y a todos sus miembros por el apoyo, la dedicación que le han dado a las empresas ecuatorianas, especialmente a nombre de Incremar, porque realmente hemos conseguido un resultado que no hubiera sido posible sin el apoyo de ustedes. Muchísimas gracias.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is from Ethiopia. My name is Sleshi Lamma, the Director General for the Ethiopian Textile Industry Development Institute. We have been working to establish the Ethiopian-Korean Textile Techno Park, and the park, which is very important for the Ethiopian textile industry development. Moti of Korea and CAT of Korea have been very instrumental to move forward these important initiatives. We take this opportunity on behalf of the government and my institute and myself to appreciate really their kind support and assistance. Hope it will continue to really implement this important project. So this is just to show you our commitment, my government's commitment, and thank you very much.